which is due out this November. You want to be sure to look for that. Now also on the right-hand side are our entertainment offices. So this is where over 5,000 auditions are held each year for over 730 performing roles here at Walt Disney World. But now we're going to move on to live action film and television. Here at the Disney MGM Studios, we feature sound stages, outdoor sets, state-of-the-art editing facilities, recording studios, and anything else needed to produce television and motion picture. Now, speaking of pictures, do you take as much film and video as you would like while on our tour? We have no photo restrictions, so get those cameras ready because the very first picture, you may want to take is high in the sky to the right-hand side of our shuttle. This is the symbol of our Disney MGM Studios, our award-winning Earful Tower. Now this masterpiece stands 13 stories tall and is capped off by a set of Mickey Mouse ears weighing 16 tons. In case you're wondering, that's a hat size of 342 and 3 inches. Now lower to the ground is our motor pool. The two futuristic cars you see were used in the film Blade Runner, starring Harrison Ford. The black classic car with the green spokes was used in the film The Untouchables, starring Sean Connery and Kevin Costner. And right around the bend are an array of colorful vintage cars were used in the blockbuster hit Dick Tracy. Now if you take a left across the street, look to the left, you'll see our bungalows which house our production teams that are currently filming here at the studios. Now in bungalow number 1 we have Blue Wave Production bringing us the great news Mickey Mouse Club. In bungalow number 2 we have Star Search 93. And in bungalow number 3 we have Ivan Tours Entertainment bringing us our favorite Dolphin Flipper and the movie. But now Debbie has taken us into a portion of our greens department. Now greenery is used to hide what the camera is not supposed to see. For instance, those large trees in the back may be used to hide the fact that only a portion of a wall has been built on the set. Now all of our plants are grown in portable boxes so that they can be easily transported to our sets. Now if a scene is shot inside our soundstage, folks, we have to fireproof each branch, twig, and leaf before that plant can be used because of the high intense lighting. But now let's say our director needs a 30-foot flower stem. Well, we even have one of those. And no, we didn't grow it here, so that's a very unusual prop from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Now our cute cast of characters are called topiaries and take up to 10 years to develop. Now you can find over 160 of these throughout Walt Disney World. Now we're going to enter one of our more glamorous creative world of costuming. Now Debbie's going to slow us down for just a little bit so everybody can get a good view of this department. You want to be sure to look on the left-hand side for our window display. Now here in costuming, it all starts with our designer sketches that you see on the far wall. Then our seamstresses and tailors take over. And they use over 175,000 yards of fabric each year to produce over 12,000 garments. More than 180 artists design and manufacture our costumes for our film, video, and entertainment needs. Now you're going to see costumes worn by Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, by Warren Beatty and Madonna in Dick Tracy, by Whoopi Goldberg in Sister Act, by Bill Campbell and Jennifer Connelly in The Rocketeer, and our final displays of those Emmy Award-winning Golden Girls. Now here in Florida, we're proud to be the world's largest working wardrobe with over 2.5 million garments. But now we need more than costumes for our production, and our next department is our lighting department. And this houses up to 3.5 million watts of light for our production. Now to put that in perspective, folks, that's enough wattage to illuminate a whole city the size of Orlando. Our next shop is our Dick Tracy makeup shop. Our next 2 windows are devoted to our camera department, and here technicians maintain all of our equipment that's used here at the studio. If you take a look to the right-hand side, you're going to catch a glimpse of our special Delta Altitude 11 aircraft, which has been modified for our film and video production. Now, when this full-size aircraft is not found in this custom-built hangar, you can find it on one of our sound stages, providing a very realistic set for such things as commercials, training tapes, and even feature film. And the very last shop on the left-hand side was our scenic shop. It's closed on Sundays. But here our carpenters build and maintain all of our sets that are used here at the studios. And coming up is an example of a set that our carpenters build. It's home to Sterling Laboratories Guard Shop. And this was used in the sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, called Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, which started July 17th to a theater near you. Now, a set that is used over and over again in the business is called a standing set, and it can be as simple as our guard shack or as elaborate as an entire house. Coming up, we're going to see some very unusual houses. And when production teams travel on location from city to town, they often have to deal with many problems they have little or no control over, such as crowd, noise, and traffic. So in order to avoid these problems, they will furnish you right here on our back lot. And this section of our back lot is called Residential Street. Now many of you say, I'd love to come and live here at Walt Disney World, but before you pack your bags and move into this neighborhood, you better take a look through the house on the right. And I did say through the house because all the homes here on Residential Street are facades or false fronts. You see, there are no interiors or backs to any of these homes. They're used for exterior shoots only. Now, different scripts call for different neighborhoods, therefore each of our houses reflects a different style of American architecture. Now, the very first house we saw on the right was a Pennsylvania Dutch-style house, and may be used for a northeastern winter holiday scene. As a matter of fact, a production team did just that. They lined the house with colored lights and brought in pine trees for our greens department and laid down over 50 tons of shaved ice of plastic. The result was a white Christmas city line under sunny Florida skies. So you see, one of our biggest advantages to working on our back lot is that we can even recreate the weather. Now keep that in mind for later on in our tour. But does anybody recognize the beige house coming up on the left-hand side? This is our most famous facade. This is the residence to the Golden Girls for 7 years. The author Rue McClanahan, Estelle Getty, and Betty White. Now the Golden Girls have TV neighbors, and they're also here in our neighborhood. Across the street to the right-hand side, the two-story home coming up is the residence to Touchstone Television hitcom 15 minutes starring Richard Mulligan, Christy McNichol, Diamond Manoff, David Leeser, and Bear the Dog is Dreyfus. Now, both of the exterior shoots for both of these houses were taped here at the Disney MGM Studios. Then they were combined with the rest of the program that were filmed in California. Now, every neighborhood has a neighborhood dog, and ours is no exception. Coming up on the right-hand side is our neighborhood dog, and we call him the Bulldog Cafe. Now, he was used in the movie The Rocketeer, and this is the place where the flyers went to eat. And you're going to notice the GB airplane parked out front that appears to have been flown by the movie's hero. I say appears to have been flown because that's a large prop that was designed to never get off the frame. If you take a look to the left-hand side, you're going to catch a glimpse of our famous Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. And they make an appearance here on New York Street throughout our day. Be sure to check your Showtime schedule. You may be able to catch some of the later showings. Catch your favorite hero on the half shelf for a picture or an autograph. But now Debbie is taking us deeper into our back lot. And this section coming up of our back lot is called our boneyard. Now this is larger than our motor pool, and it's similar to an outdoor attic. You see, we store cars, jeeps, trains, planes, and even an occasional spaceship until they're needed for our production. Now those of you who have the Disney Channel may recognize Dumbo's circus wagon here at the very beginning. The black speedboat was custom built for the Walt Disney's The 100 Lives of Blackjack Savage. Now this is a real speedboat and was modeled after the SR-71 Blackbird spy plane and has been clocked at speeds up to 70 miles per hour. Now the cockpit section of our helicopter was flown by Roy Scheider in Blue Thunder. And I have a very interesting story coming up about our tail section of our airplane. Now our prop designers were looking for a special plane to go in the Casablanca scene of a great movie ride. Well, they found the plane that fit the part in a warehouse in Texas. But when they compared the serial numbers, they discovered that that was the original prop that was used in the 1942 hit starring Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman. If you want to catch the more interesting front half of that airplane, you want to be sure and take the great movie ride, which is located at Chinese Theater, where you'll see the famous farewell scenes. Now, Casablanca is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year, and I hear they have a special surprise for us moviegoers who haven't seen that classic on the big screen. Now, coming up also on the right-hand side, by Bob Hoskins as Detective Eddie Galen as he enters Toontown into the town of Roger Rabbit. So you might want to keep that last car in mind if you ever had to take a detour through animated territory. Can you tell which one Roger got a hold of? Now the orange and red trolley car is also from his brave Roger Rabbit. But take a closer look at those trolley tires. You see, folks, that's really just a modified bus. Those are fiberglass coverings which hide the bus's real tires. So this is an old trick in movie making we call saving money. It's a lot cheaper to use a modified bus and paint down trolley tracks instead of laying miles and miles of tracks down. Now the two silver space pods are from our 1986 film Flight of the Navigator. So you're going to notice that one is open. This space pod was used for the shoots of the actors and actresses going in and out. So the other space pod, which is closed, was used for the flight scenes. Now, they made this space pod fly by what's called the blue screen effect. If you want to find out more about the blue screen effect, take our sister tour called Inside the Magic, our special effects and production tour, a 1-hour walking tour. Our gigantic gears are using the climatic finale of Big Tracy. And though they appear to be heavy steel, folks, don't let it fool you. They're made of fiberglass, wood, and styrofoam. They're actually very light. Now, that large prop was used in the Emmy Award-winning Walt Disney's Mother Goose Rock and Rhyme. Now, this starred such stars as ZZ Top, Pia Zadora, and Little Richard. Our train cabs were used in Tough Guys, starring Kirk Douglas and Burt Lancaster. Now, remember when I told you that our houses on Residential Street were just facades? So if you take a look across our canal, you'll get a real backstage view. As you can see, folks, there's very little privacy over in that community. But take a look at the architectural design of the houses. If you notice, our shingles on our roof stop just right out of camera range. You see, folks, we only build what our camera needs to see. We're all clear. But what if our camera needs to see an environment we can't find here in Central Florida, such as an active oil field and a dry, rocky, barren desert? Sure can't find one.